Alright guys, I did the last video with that a few days ago, and I've been getting a lot of response on my email about people who need more information about the drum motors, and they want to help on making a controller, which is great because I definitely, if we had a controller 3 years ago, we wouldn't be here talking anymore. Everybody would be sitting at home and enjoying the powers, and also in your car, whatever it is. Now, for all the guys there who want to build a controller for this, some people they use just a straight mouse set system, but you can't do nothing with the motor. You're going to make a turn about 1,000 RPM, but you have no torque and you have nothing, right? It's because it's not mouse set. Just mouse set cannot get this motor running properly. So get off of your head. You can't do that with a 20 cents with the parts and make this motor run. Now the sequence of the motor is very simple. They call it a three-phase motor. That's your leg. 1, 2, 3 in the beginning, right? Now that one is connecting to that one here. So you skip 1, 2, 3. That's 1. 1, 2, 3. That's 1. 1, 2, 3. That's 1. Then you get leg number 2, which does the same thing, and leg number 3, and they all goes around, and they get all connected together. That's called an open Y connection. Right here, all the end of those spool are all connected together. So it's like 3 motor put into one, 3 single phase motor put into one. And those motor have to run with volt, not amp, okay? Not this, not that, but volt. I mean, you need a little bit of amp, like you probably need about, an amp and a half to 2 amps, for a massive amount of torque. But the current without pressure behind is worth nothing. All you're going to use is eat currents, and you eat currents. That's where your current goes up when you put this. But if you have volt, pressure or the volt with a little bit of current, it will do 20 times what the current can do just on currents. So here's the sequence. On all your drum motor, you will have blocks of magnet. Well, those blocks of magnets, some that have 3 magnets, some that have 4. But see, all the red, all the north, all the yellow, all the south. Now they're not even. You get 36 legs, 42 magnet, right? So you have more magnet than legs because you're a motor, right? So in a generator, you would have to go to get a proper generator. You have to brought down the magnet, the same amount of magnet for the same amount of leg. But if we're not a generator here, we are a motor. So the deal is you have to do the 1, 2, 3 from the same source, your power source. So that's mean if you bringing in 120 volt, you should be able, to shoot 110 volt per legs, which that's what the motor recommend. Now I'm going to show you something. I didn't put that on the drum. I'm going to show you with the drum its capability, right? Because they stamp it right on it. So here we go. DC 110 volts, right? Horsepower 0.92 of a horsepower at 2.5 amp. All right. So for all the people out there, I didn't stamp the fucking thing here. The company did. So the 310 volt, that's the maximum volt they're testing that motor with. This means it's going to be 100 volt per legs. How fast that motor will turn with 100 volt per legs? Pretty fucking fast, believe me, because I'm only putting with the Anaheim controller, I was getting 1600 volt, and I was only putting something like not quite 20 volt per legs.
But this was also designed for another motor, so you're trying to get more out of it with a different.
That's correct. So when I talked to the factory in South Korea, and I was asking if I can buy a bench controller. That means so for testing motor, they said, yeah, no problem. And then when I sent them the particular of the motor I was running, which was the own Samsung motor, soon I sent them that, they won't talk to me anymore because I sent them the information for their motor, and that was it. Somebody tried they used a lawyer, Maryland used the lawyers and stuff like that. They spin the wheels, didn't go fucking nowhere, okay? Because what are you going to do to them? They're in South Korea. And you're fucking here, right? You can't do shit. You're nobody. You're just the fucking people who send them money because they buy the shit from them, right? So they don't want to work. But it's very simple. The motor, the controller have to push volt in the legs. not amps. Very small amount of amps. And the only you can do that is you have to separate your high voltage from your controllers, which I did. Right? I use amplifier for the 3 legs. Right? Those are DC amplifier. They work really well. Right? You put 16 volt in, you get 90 volt out. And your current and your voltage is adjustable. Now, this is the source of the power, right, for running this motor. Now, we need to sequence that source of power. So, we have to produce a signal. So I built a small frequency generator. That's only about 200 kilohertz. And it does square wave, pulse, and all that. So I'm going to see if I can use that to be able to power that. Now, my volt have to be like this, literally like this here, right? So I got my 3 volt, my 3 legs, number 1, number 2, number 3, right? Will have to be tied up. But in between here, I have to be able to send a signal to give him the sequence. Now, I have to drop my signal 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 really fast. So I need to put a cascade in between here. So I can cascade my signal. So my juice can go through the signal, right, through that board, and it's just an on-off switch. We can take the energy from those board and shoot it into number 1, number 2, number 3 on a cascade. So now we are to this part of the controller we have to build, which is the cascade part. Now, I don't know if this one is going to do the job. I might have to build another one, or I might have to use another frequency generator of some kind of sort. But I'm starting with that because I had that and I can put it together and test it, and it worked perfectly. It does everything that thing's supposed to be doing. So we're going to test it on that. So the only thing we're missing is the middle part here, is a cascade, because I have to cascade that single output, right? My frequency 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. With the frequency, because the frequency will be in the 1, 2, 3. So, you know, the motor itself, it doesn't work. Anybody would think this is work like a normal 3-phase motor. They're highly hallucinative. They on bad drug. Get off of it. Okay, get yourself some good shit, because the one you on it right now ain't helping you. Those motor, they run. You can run that motor on a single leg. You can run that motor on 2 legs. You can run that motor on 3 legs. What did that tell you? You have motor number 1, then you added another motor, so you get 2 times the power, motor number 3. So you had a motor on the top of it, so you get 3 times the power, so you have motor number 3. So I mean, like, you know, it's that simple with the sequence. And you feed amp in that motor, you burn it. They don't run on amp because they have magnets, and magnet resonate. Soon the voltage is high enough, the magnet resonate. And believe me, it's very powerful. I mean, look, the stator is floating. Literally floating inside the goddamn flywheel. That's like a 20-pound stator. Right? So I mean,
so what's in it for people who someone watches this and they say, "Oh, Gerard, I can make you that controller. Absolutely, I know exactly what you're talking about. I want to make it." What would you tell those people?
Well, the people want to jump in the bandwagon and help us. We put it on the company line, on the company list, because everybody's going to profit out of that. I mean, like, let's say someone make me a controller, right? Well, what this guy gain? Oh, suddenly now he can drive his fucking car for nothing. He can drive his bike for nothing. He can power his house for nothing. So, what did that guy gain? Total fucking freedom. Now everybody's talking about the big fucking money, right? Well, the big fucking money doesn't help you a lot today, right? Because it doesn't matter how much money you have, you know, you always need more, because it's never enough. Because everything gets so expensive. Well, get your fucking head out of the fucking ass and think about it. You know, if you jump in the bandwagon, I mean, I got the fucking generator built, right? That's another problem. Is to spin it. And only those fucking motor can spin a generator, because they can produce so much horsepower for so little. They're over unity just the way they build, and a washing machine. You know, how many foot-pound torque you have of your motor in your car? I'm talking about all the idiot over there. 210, 215, 235 foot-pound torque at the crankshaft, right? This puppy here have 210 foot-pound, and is only putting out 26 volt per leg so far. Now, this is stronger than your car motor, and I'm holding it on one hand. Don't tell me your car motor is more powerful than that. So anyway, people will see it, and the people don't want to see it, they won't see it because they're blind anyway. So we don't have to worry about it. But for all the people who want to help me making a controller, that's how a controller works. I suggest anybody who want to put a controller together, they go out and buy yourself a motor like this. They're cheap. You can buy it used for probably about 50 bucks, right? Put it on a shaft and then start playing with a controller on it, and you will know exactly what I'm talking about. Till you start working with those motors, you don't know shit, because nobody fixed those motors in North America. So you don't know shit, okay? I've been playing with those motors for over 3 years, right? And those fucking motors, they're more powerful than anything I ever seen in an electric motor. Matter of fact, they shouldn't be called electric motor, because not an electric motor can even touch those.
So all your basically all your videos, all your experiments, and all the amazing things you've shown the world so far have led you to this point.
Well, to this motor here, because you need a primary mover. You know, you ever seen a power plant out there and around the world? We're so fucking high in technology, we can go across space apparently, but all our fucking power plant have to have a primary mover. There's no such a thing as solid state power plant in this world, and there never will be. Something have to move from point A to point B to create energy. And if you can't do that, then light up your fucking candle and live underneath a tree or a culvert, because that's exactly what you're going to have. You gotta move. Something have to be in motion to create energy, and something have to be in motion to release energy. You can't do that sitting on your fucking ass, right? That's as simple as that. So I sound a little bit frustrated, it's because I'm very fucking frustrated, not just a little bit, of wasting my fucking time for 3 fucking years. You know? So I mean, people said, you know, you're pretty crusty today. Well, fucking, I get good reason to be crusty. You know, it's just so fucking stupid. This world is so fucking stupid. It should be fucking destroyed at birth. It would have saved us a load of grief. All those greedy motherfuckers out there, believe me, you know, for the rest of my life, I'm going to be hunting those motherfuckers. So, anyway, you pick the side of the fence you want to be, and then the people who want to be on my side of the fence, then let's get this fucking thing going. I mean, I figure out all the parts. This is about the smartest parts you can buy for the controller, for the output out. And you can buy those one create 90 volt. I can buy other one, they can put out more than that. But I'm going to try with 90 volt. 90 volt will be plenty for me to run the generator, right? And this one, we're just going to give it a try. I had it in my hand, I put it together, it was a kit, and it worked perfectly, so let's try it. And if it's not, I just received my oscilloscope today, so if that doesn't work, I can not my oscilloscope, my frequency generator. I get way different wave than that, like, you know, probably about 100 times more different function I can do in this one. But you got to start somewhere, right? And same thing, it took me just to get a frequency generator here 3.5 months to get a goddamn frequency, a Regal frequency generator, and it's not even the one I was looking at. It seemed to be like, you know, is a gang who doesn't want me to get any kind of equipment so I can do tests, because when I do tests with their equipment, I tell them right away, you're a fucking liar. It's not what's happening. You don't have a fucking clue. As today, again, the electron, they're moving. Why can a fucking scientist cannot show me a live working electron, a real live, not a Mickey Mouse cartoon in your fucking computer, a real video? We have fucking camera who can pick up the speed of light. So I think we can fucking see a blurry of an electron somewhere. Because that's what they said, the electron slightly higher than the speed of light.
Well, questioning what you found inside the box has got us to this point here.
Well, I mean, like, you know, the box, I mean, people want to stay inside the box, they should stay inside the box, but they should keep their fucking mouth shut.
Yeah.
if you want to be in the box, okay?
Pretty loud in there.
Just fucking keep your fucking mouth shut. Close the cover of that box and shut the fuck up.
So anybody who's a candidate potentially to be making this controller should be able to tell from this video and your demeanor that if you're going to email and you're going to contact Gerard, make sure you're ready to work, make sure you're ready to get going right away.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, the first thing you got to do is get yourself a motor, get used to see this fucking flywheel here, okay? All you have to do, you can't make something you cannot picturize in your mind. Only an imbecile does that. And you know, and we know what we call those one? The comedian, they create stuff and it's not real, but they make people laugh, right? Like all the movies, the war movie, everybody die, but in the end of the day, everybody goes home, right? But they're all shredded in piece all over the field, but they all pick up and glue themselves together and go home. So anyway, this is the whole thing for me. I want to say, like, you know, for the people who want to help about the controller, get yourself a drum motor and then try to make it turn. That's all you got to do. Try to make it turn. I mean, you can collect a single leg and use a battery and just touch the battery on like this and the motor will turn slightly. Right? So, like I said, we just, all at the point in time is to feed this motor the right amount of volt. And you will have something, it's just going to be so powerful. You won't believe what you get out of those motor. That's simple.
Yeah,
So,
with an understanding of the technology
Well,
where you
yeah,
got to this point,
exactly.
it's just a matter of time.
it's just a matter of time. Like, you know, it's very simple. You off 10 degree apart. It's a very simple 1, 2, 3, and then the 1, 2, 3 repeat yourself to start from the beginning again. Now, if you would disconnect this motor here from here, you cut that off and make a straight line, you would have Japan's fast train system. Because that's how the fast train system run. Pretty incredible, eh? They bend the track and make a circle out of it and make a motor. Because it's super strong and super efficient and super cheap to run. So, but anyway, that's what anybody want to do a controller for that thing, they gotta purchase themselves a drum motor. Without a drum motor, they're just talking out of their ass. Period. They'll never get anywhere with that motor without playing with one. So, good luck for all the folks out there who want to try. And all the rest, keep quiet. I don't want to hear from you. So you guys have a good day.